CALWICH Abbey, previously CALWICH Priory, was in turn the name of a medieval Augustinian priory and two successive country houses built on the same site near Ellerstone in Staffordshire. The title Abbey is a misnomer. It was never an abbey, but a priory of Augustinian canons founded in the middle of the 12th century by Nicholas Fitzangel and his wife as a cell or dependency of Kenilworth Priory. It was never a large or flourishing house, and the independence that was eventually secured did not add to its importance. At the dissolution of the monasteries, only one prior was left. That was in 1536, and it was given to Merton Abbey in exchange for another manor. 8 years later, Merton itself was suppressed and CALWICH was then bought by the Lancashire Fleetwoods, who converted the priory into a dwelling house. Their descendants remained there for several generations. Somewhere between 1727 and 1731, the estate was sold to Francis Hare, Bishop of St Asaph, who, as the Duke of Marlborough's chaplain, had ridden by his side at Blenheim. The next owner was Bernard Granville, who remodelled the house again. This house hosted visits by the physician Erasmus Darwin, who was Charles Darwin's grandfather, the romantic poet Anna Seward, and the philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The composer George Friedrich Handel also stayed at the abbey, and it is believed that he wrote the Messiah in a temple situated by a lake. When Bernard Granville died unmarried in 1773, he was succeeded by his nephew, the Reverend John de Hughes, who took his uncle's surname. When the last of the de Hughes Granvilles died in the 1840s, the estate was bought by the Honourable Augustus Duncombe, Dean of York, who in 1848 built the present house, incorporating with it some portions of the ancient buildings. The author George Eliot knew the area well, and it is claimed that the abbey and its estate were inspirations for locations in her book Adam Bede, first published in 1859. In April 1895, the Duke and Duchess of Teck were guests at CALWICH Abbey. They were the parents of the future Queen Mary, who married George V. Looking at the census online, we can find out a bit more about the people who were living here. On the 1841 census, we have a gentleman with a wonderful name as head. Court Granville is aged 60, and his wife is named Maria. She is aged 60. They have two daughters living with them, Harriet and Maria, who are both down as aged 25. They have 12 servants also living with them. Court Granville died aged 67 in July 1848, and Maria aged 78 on the 16th of November 1852. In 1851, there is a Relton family at the Abbey, which contradicts the information that the Duncombe's had moved in by the 1840s. Maybe the Duncombe's had bought the Abbey, but had tenants in for a while. John Relton is aged 54 and he is a land bailiff. His wife Anne is also 54. They have a daughter also named Anne, who is 24 and a dressmaker. There are 6 servants with them. 4 of them are agricultural labourers. 1 is a wife of one labourer, and 1 is listed as a house painter. In 1861, it seems the house isn't being used full time, and the owners are away, as there is a housekeeper listed as the head. She is named Agnes Gibson, and she is 40. There is also an Anne Colton, aged 16, who is a house servant, and 30-year-old John Wakes, who is a gardener. Finally, by 1871, the Duncombe family are living at CALWICH Abbey. The head is Alfred Charles Duncombe. He is 27 and listed as a magistrate. He has his 2 sisters and 1 brother with him. Eleanor H. Duncombe, aged 25, Florence C. Duncombe, aged 24, and 21-year-old Adolphus Gerald Duncombe, who is an undergraduate at Oxford. They have 7 servants, including a cook, valet, lady's maid, housemaid, footman and 2 grooms. In 1881, Alfred Charles Duncombe is aged 37 and listed as Justice of the Peace. His wife Florence is also 37. They now have 15 servants working for them, including a housekeeper, lady's maid, cook, 2 laundry maids, 3 housemaids, kitchen maid, scullery maid, 2 footmen and 3 stablemen. In 1891, Alfred Charles Duncombe is aged 47 and he is listed as Justice of the Peace and late Captain of 1st Lifeguards. His wife Florence is listed as aged 42. His brother Adolphus is 38 and living with them. He is also a Justice of the Peace. His 35-year-old wife Beatrice also lives with them. There is an Oliver Hart Dyke, aged 5, also living with the Duncombe's, and he is listed as nephew. There are now 17 servants, including housekeeper, cook, 2 ladies' maids, a nurse, laundry maid, 3 housemaids, kitchen maid, scullery maid, butler, 2 valets and 2 footmen. In 1901, Alfred Charles Duncombe is 57 and he is listed as employer. His wife Florence is aged 52. They have a 19-year-old niece named Sydney Dyke living with them. They now have 15 servants, which include a housekeeper, cook, lady maid, 2 laundry maids, 4 housemaids, kitchen maid, scullery maid, valet, 2 footmen and a hall boy. By 1911, Alfred Duncombe is 67 and Florence 62, and they are listed as living on private means. There are 16 servants, including housekeeper, lady's maid, cook, 4 housemaids, 2 laundry maids, kitchen maid, scullery maid, valet, 2 footmen, chauffeur and a coachman. In 1921, Alfred Duncombe is aged 78 and Florence is 72. They have a visitor named Aggie Hayward who is 33. There are now 12 servants, including a chef, footman, odd job man, lady's maid, 3 laundry maids, 2 housemaids, 2 kitchen maids, scullery maid and a hall boy. Sir Alfred Duncombe lived at CALWICH Abbey for over 60 years. Alfred was born on the 5th of June 1843. He was the son of the Very Reverend Augustus Duncombe and Lady Harriet Christian Douglas and was educated at Eton. He married Lady Anne Florence Adelaide Montague, daughter of John William Montague, the 7th Earl of Sandwich, and Lady Mary Paget on the 5th December 1876. He was formerly a captain in the 1st Lifeguards, an honorary major in the Staffordshire Yeomanry, all of which he must have accomplished at a young age. He was a Justice of the Peace for Staffordshire and Derbyshire and an alderman of the Staffordshire County Council and held the position of High Sheriff for Staffordshire in 1883. It's interesting that the only structure remaining of the stable block, as in his years at CALWICH Abbey, he was known for his breeding of Shire horses. He died on the 22nd of February 1925 at the age of 81, without having any children. The value of his property was £334,000. In today's money, that's £13,717,000. The estate duty on the property amounted to nearly £75,000, or £3,079,000 in today's money. In addition to considerable sums payable in the form of legacy and succession duties, he left £100, or £4,105, each to his groom and gardener, £50, equal to £2,000, to his butler, 6 months' wages to each other domestic servant of 2 years' service, and £10, equal to £410, to each of his state servants of 10 years' service. He left his wife £5,000, equal to £206,000, a selection of household effects to the value of £3,000, equal to £124,000, and an annual sum of £5,200, or £213,000 in today's money, free of tax and super tax. He left £5,000, equal to £206,000, to the trustees of an indenture. By August 1925, the abbey was up for sale. It seems that Alfred's widow, Florence, couldn't afford to live there after all the various death taxes had been paid. The estate was bought at auction in July 1926 by Sir Albert Ball of Nottingham for £37,000, equal to £1.5 million in today's money. Ball was Mayor of Nottingham and Lord Mayor of Nottingham. By August 1926, the abbey and outbuildings are up for sale again. In 1927, the abbey and most outbuildings were demolished. Only the stables were left standing, and they are now Grade 2 listed buildings. It seems that, like many other stately homes at the time, they were far too expensive to live in. Death taxes and inheritance tax were the death toll for this country pads. By the time taxes were paid off, the inheritors had little money left for the upkeep and servants' wages, and it was cheaper to demolish the property. Lady Florence Duncombe died in January 1940, aged 91. She died at Taplow Court down in Windsor. Obituaries describe her as a woman of accomplishment and an enthusiasm for music and arts. She founded the CALWICH Abbey Amateur Art Society and was an expert needlewoman, carrying on into her final years. To the end of her life, she never used glasses, even to thread her needle. And she was still driving well into her 70s and would drive her own car from Derbyshire for a day's shopping in London, stopping for a night each way at her old home at Hitchinbrook in Cambridgeshire. When she died, she left £32,447, equal to £1.27 million, to her butler, Frederick William Kent. So we've got more stairs going up there. We'll have a look up there in a bit. But this place is absolutely insane. I don't understand why there's lights on. It's just like, were they storerooms? Were they stables? This was a stable block. This old door. It's like a whole house underground. Just mental. There's an old door. So we've got another bit downstairs here. Don't know what this would have been. Right, head up these stairs and see where they come out. Just come up the stairs. Got this room here. It's all like hairdressing equipment. Strange. That's very bizarre. What is that room? So this is the other side of that room. Don't know what it was. Looks like it was some kind of feeding parlour or something. See up there, it's all rotted away. But these were the stables, so and we're on ground floor now. So I don't know. Could have been some kind of feeding parlour or something for the horses. Right, let's carry on through. I mean, this place is massive, and this is just the stable block. You can't even imagine how big the actual house was. There's just rooms everywhere. Got a bit of old machinery there. Another door through. As you can see, the ivy is making its way in through the old windows. Let's just try not to miss anything. So there's more of these that look like they might have been troughs of some kind. It's just an amazing building. See the old tiles on the floor, the bricks. So there's more like stalls, feeding troughs, whatever they are. That looks like it was a water fountain, maybe. A water source there with the splashback tiles. Yeah, they bred pedigree Shire horses here, and were well known in the area for it. Right, so we've got a set of stairs here. There are some more stairs I saw going up in other places, but we'll have a look, see where these go. More stairs going up into what looks like could have been servants' rooms, I'd imagine, for the staff looking after the horses. So we'll see how solid it is up here. But I would imagine that's what these are. There's a little hole in that door. Is that for a mouse? Oh my goodness. Won't go all the way floor's a bit buckled. But I would imagine this would have been a servant's bedroom. It's still got the shutters on the windows. How fabulous. So that door with a little hole in goes into like an attic space. I'm not going to go all the way in because there is a hole right in the middle. I'll just have a look what's inside this first door. So I'm back down in this corridor where I think there were stables. So we've got another set of stairs here. Oh my god. So we'll see where this comes out. May just be the other side of where I've been. Oh my goodness. Goes up and up. I think it might... Oh, that's my bag. I think it might just come out the other side of that attic that I've just been in. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get up any further. Okay, so we're back up in the first bit that I came into. Those stairs only went to the other side of the attic that's collapsed. So we'll have a look. See how far we can get down this way. So now we're at a dead end now. A whole fireplace there, it's probably an old range or something. But this looks like it was a proper lived in room, look. With the cornicing round the ceiling. So we've got another staircase, a stone spiral staircase. Don't know what's down here. Just goes down to nothing. So we'll see what's up here. So it's come out onto one of the bits where it's fallen through. Thank goodness the floors here are stone. This place is insane. You think you've seen it all and then you find another bit. I don't know how far I'm going to get. Look at this room. What a gorgeous big room. Wow, this makes you wonder if this was part of the actual house that's still been left, or for the servants. What an amazing view.